Did you know that 3 out of 4 Americans believe in ghosts? What the fur? I have a story I'd like to tell you all. This is story time with fur. So around where I live, there's always been this one place that I've always been a little spooked about. Ah! And because of that, I decided to do some research. And what I've come up with is, there's this cemetery and this church that are right next door to each other. And what I found out is that in the late 1800s, there used to be an old Methodist church on that location, and they owned the cemetery that's next door. There were these 2 families, one that owned the church, and another was a family of Wiccans. And so the family of Wiccans put a hex on the church and the cemetery. And so what the Wiccans would do was every so often they'd drive around the church and through the cemetery chanting a hex to keep up the original hex that they put on there. And so bad things started happening, and as time went on, the family that owned the church died, and that's when most of the congregation left the church. And so the elders of that church decided to talk to what was left of the congregation and told them that they were going to be closing the church due to lack of support that they had. I know, I'm wearing a different shirt. I thought this one would be a little more spooky. And many years later, they reopened the Methodist church, and supposedly, the family that owned the original Methodist church haunted the new reopened Methodist church. And then that church was later demolished too. I guess that one wasn't working out either. And many years later, in the 1990s, a new church was built there, and supposedly, the spirits gladly welcomed the new congregation of that church. And from what I've researched and my own personal experiences, the Wiccans still, to this day, keep up the hex that they put on that land over 100 years ago. And nowadays, if you go there, it's extremely common to find voodoo dolls lying around everywhere, and sometimes even a dead chicken in a plastic bag. And a man even killed himself on that land. And supposedly, it was because he was dating one of the Wiccans, and he felt too guilty knowing what was going on without being able to stop it, so he ended his life. So that was really sad. And so all in all, it's just really pretty spooky for me because it's right around here in my hometown. It's just really crazy that all this stuff has been going on. I know this ain't no bloody, gory Halloween Horror Night stuff, but I mean, this stuff is real.
Alright.
Yeah.